This review of Castrovalva is from Tim Roll Pickering, a small-scale beginning published on the 12th of the Photo Free. Peter Davison's time in the series gets off to a good start with this relatively relaxed tale. After the apocalypse that was Legopolis, we get a story that takes place on an incredibly small scale and focuses heavily on the individual characters. This is very much in keeping with the new Doctor's characterization as being far more down-to-earth than the all-conquering superhuman that his predecessor appeared to be at times. Christopher H. Bidmead's script is once more full of strong scientific concepts, most obviously recursion, but also the hydrogen inrush and the zero room, but the real focus is on characterization. The story is very teasing since it isn't until the fourth episode that the Doctor is fully recovered and revealed. Till then we only get glimpses as to what he is like, and this leaves the viewer wanting more. With Adric spending most of the story as a prisoner of the Master, the real emphasis is on Tegan and Nyssa. Both Janet Fielding and Sarah Sutton give strong performances as their characters seek to come to terms with the events going on around them and ensure that they and the Doctor survive them all. But both Adric and the Master are confined to the sidelines for much of the story, but Matthew Waterhouse and Anthony Ainley make the most of their scenes. Peter Davison has a difficult role since the Doctor is not quite himself for much of the story, and at times appears to be turning out like some of his earlier incarnations. But Davison is successful in doing good impressions of Hartnell, Troughton and Pertwee that don't become in any way laughable, whilst also ensuring that his own portrayal of the Doctor slowly asserts itself. The first half of the story is set almost entirely aboard the two TARDISes, focusing only on the existing characters with a highly simplistic plot. This allows for the all-important character development. Equally well handled is the setting of Castrovalva. The sets are reminiscent of Escher's work, whilst most of the four principal Castrovalvans are characterized well, though Rufa does appear to be surplus to requirements at times. Neil Toynbee gives such a good performance as the Portreeve that it was a genuine surprise to me when I first watched the story to discover that this character is in fact the Master in disguise. Bidmead's script is successful in pushing most of the suspicion onto Shadowvan and a small amount onto Rufa, luring many viewers into believing that they are an agent of the Master, whilst those who try to double-guess the writer are lured instead towards Mirgrave. Production-wise, Castrovalva has some good sets, location work, direction, and music, but the story is unfortunately let down by the crudity of early 1980s video effects. This is one of a number of tales that would definitely benefit from modern CGI effects given the requirements that some shots have. Fortunately, the script handles most of the recursion concepts in the dialogue, and so things aren't as bad as they seem. To blame a story for trying something bold and being let down by the contemporary video effects would be unfair, especially when the story should be judged according to its contemporaries. All in all, this is a strong debut for the new Doctor that makes you feel want to come back for more, a critical factor given that the story was seeking to keep the series going after the departure of the longer-serving Doctor, and in this respect, had a task second only to the power of the Daleks.